What is going on, everybody? Great morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. What a joy, a gift, and a grace to be here together with all of you. Looking forward to this session over here as we see Bitcoin trading down below our trend line over here, a little above $49,000. A lot to talk about, a lot to cover across all the markets. We're going to put in a lot of work today and make sure that we come out of it with a lot further clarity, with a lot further, let's say, I was going to say surety. What a word, surety. With a lot further surety. Did everyone see what happened with Tether over here, Bitfinex over here, and the New York State AG? They've reached a settlement, admitting no wrong. It sounds like the legacy banking system, right? We admit no wrong, but we pay a big fine. $18.5 million. The matter is resolved. I guess either the New York State Attorney General feels comfortable with, what was it, 2.5 years and 2.5 million pages of documents, that they feel satisfied that there was no wrongdoing, or they just wanted to take a bunch of money and move on. I don't really know what it was. Nevertheless, that's now behind us. We have people like Real Vision people. This guy, look at his bio, Travis. Do you remember me talking to Travis several months ago, when the Fed expanded their balance sheet by $4.1 trillion, and Travis was like, nah, that's deflationary because it's the... Come on, Travis, a Real Vision aficionado. He's still saying, well, it doesn't mean anything. I'm glad you think that you view that as a victory. People are funny. I don't know if this is real or not. If this might be a joke. It's kind of funny if it's a joke. $8.5 million of US Tether printed and then transferred from Bitfinex to an unknown wallet to pay the AG. I don't know if that's real. Everything I see on the internet, I'm very skeptical about. I think this is a joke. And if it's a joke, it's kind of funny. Nevertheless, that's behind us, but that was never in front of us. Do you remember when everyone started with the Tether fart again, how I came out, addressed that? That was before the new year. I said that's a non-issue. It continues to be a non-issue. Speaking of which, non-issue, this is a hyper bull market, super cycle. This time is different. The institutions are here. Do you remember on the way up when we were seeing a little bit things different over here? What were we seeing different? By the way, good morning, Gemma. I saw a comment from a viewer. I didn't read it. Tom, good morning. Everyone, Dave, good morning. Everyone, just another morning, right? Everyone, thank you for being over here. Luke, good morning. Everyone, all right. Do you remember on the way up over here? Do you remember... Do you remember on the way up over here when we were seeing two 20% pullbacks, a 16.5% pullback, and everyone was saying, well, this time is different. The institutions over here, we're not going to see any 30% pullbacks this bull market phase. And I was like, well, so far the market is showing us we're seeing less than 30% pullbacks. We're seeing two 20% pullbacks, a 16.5% pullback, but I still believe we're going to see 30% pullbacks, and I'm still ready for them. Right? Now we're over here and everyone's like, well, now we're going into a hyper bull cycle and the institutions are here and corporations are buying and we're not going to have a bear market. Right? Except me. Just take notes over here. I don't believe that at all. There's going to be a cycle peak. We're going to get out at the cycle peak. This time is not different. We're in a 4-year cycle. It's caused by the halving event. It causes a supply shock. This supply shock sends Bitcoin off until its bull market phase, which culminates, maybe that's not a word, culminates in a euphoric blow-off top. At that blow-off top, I am going to be exiting. I'm going to let you know when I'm exiting. I'm going to let you know the risks involved, but everyone will know as I go ahead and pull that chute and position myself. We're going to watch what's happening over here on this trend line over here. Close above it. That's a massive shakeout then. A close above it, that's a massive shakeout today on Bitcoin. We're not out of the woods yet. We so far have over here about a 24% pullback. Let me go ahead and make my my drawing a little bit darker over here as I get going today. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, so glad you're here. Go ahead and smash that like button as we get going. If you learned anything new, smash that like button, right? And if you enjoy being here, smash that like button. And if you really want to help out, go ahead and copy that share button and share it with a friend. Yeah, so I had a dream, Alexandra. I had a dream about Elon Musk yesterday. It's so fun. I'm going to share it with you. This is a little bit out of, let's say, the norm. But nevertheless, we're here what? We're here to learn. We're here to do serious work over here. There's no time to waste. 2021. There's a lot of money to be made, a lot of preparation needed to make sure that we're on the right side of the trade to take full advantage of this bull market and make sure that we position ourselves so that we don't spend the bear market hodling. I'm a hodler. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to trade smart, right? Listen, I had a dream last night, and some kid was talking to Elon Musk, and he's telling him that Bitcoin's overvalued. And Elon's confused. He doesn't really know what's going on, which is right. I mean, it's inevitable. Well, you're kind of late on that, buddy. You're kind of late on that, right? Listen, I love when people all of a sudden they like get into the Bitcoin trade and then they become like experts on Bitcoin. You see that happening across the board, like my buddy Sven from Northrup Trading. The markets are gonna crash. The markets are crashing. The markets are crashing, right? And then the markets start crashing. He gets out of the trade while we write it down. I don't understand, but that's funny. But people become Bitcoin. It used to be a few years ago, back in 2017, people would walk into a room and they'll be like, I don't like Bitcoin, because they wanted to feel important, so they would have an opinion, but they didn't have the slightest understanding of what Bitcoin was, right? Now it's the same thing. People walk, it's not a currency, whatever. So Elon, right? Elon, in the dream, he's talking to this kid, and this kid's telling him, yeah, Bitcoin's overvalued, it's going to come down. And I was like, I turned to Elon and I was like, Elon, do you remember when Tesla was trading back around $270, and this kid told you that that Tesla was overvalued, and then how far and high it went from there? Oh wait, that was Elon, right? Elon's the one who said Tesla was overvalued. Oh wait, Elon's the one who said Bitcoin's overvalued. I think he plays games. That's kind of funny, right? Smash the like button if you like that. It's kind of funny. But Elon, right? He's Elon, and he does what he does. Whatever he's doing, I don't even know, right? Elon is on a different plane. I think Elon is like the master troller, the master meme player. But whatever. He's shooting rockets off into space. That's what he's doing over here. Oh boy, I love it. I love spending this time with you. All right, let's get serious for a moment. Just for a moment though. Why? So what is Jordan doing today? Oh, Jordan's lightening the mood. Oh, this morning I see in my Twitter feed, people are freaking out. People are freaking out that we're having a 25% pullback. I don't really understand it, you know? But either which way, we're lightening the mood because there's nothing to freak out about, right? We're gonna take a look at which we haven't in a while, because as we saw alts like skyrocketing, I backed off. Now that alts have come back down to an attractive point, we'll take a look across the board. We'll see what's available. People were loving Ethereum over at $2,000. Oh, Ethereum $10,000 incoming. Ethereum $20,000 income. Well, it's at $1,500 now. I mean, I'm sure you like it more, understanding where we are right now in the bull market phase, how much further we have to go this year, right? So what has changed? What has changed? Elon tweeted that Bitcoin's overvalued. You think that affected the price of Bitcoin? But the institutions are here. It's all different this time. The institutions are here. We've been talking about that we could have possibly a double pullback. We mentioned it more than a few times ever since we broke out over here to the new highs. Watch out, we could have a double pullback. Is this a double pullback? It's not the one I was looking for, actually. We came up about 36% over here since we made the new all-time high. You know, more, 40%. I don't think that's the double pullback I was looking at. I think price actually got away. I think this is just another pullback we're seeing. So far, it's a 25%, 24% pullback. By the way, just so I want everyone to be on the same page as me. If I go back over here, whoa, what's going on? If I go back over here to 2017, the bull market phase over here, you could see two instances where you had a double pullback. In each of these instances, price only came up off the all-time high about less than 10%. All right, that's a double pullback. This one came up 40%. So I don't really think that's the same market behavior that we saw over there, what I was looking out for. But nevertheless, price came up about 40%, is pulling back. What do we do now? Are we looking now off the low over here and looking 150% above? And is that our new no. Why? That's not a 30% pullback yet. It could be. So far, we've pulled back about 24%. I'll just call it 24% to keep it easy, right? That's not a 30% pullback. We're not looking 150% off the low. This could be just a nice shakeout over here. This is, by the way, super healthy. If you're a Bitcoin bull, what just happened over here in the last 2 days is super healthy because going straight up wasn't. It's not sustainable, right? We're happy. We like this. We like this over here right now. By the way, we got a lot of weekends. Dave Portnoy, weakest hands in the world. I'm gonna sell my Bitcoin at 13,000. I'll never buy back in because I haven't taken the time to understand it. I mean, he seems like a relatively, I don't want to say smart guy, but I guess he's a smart guy. I don't know. But how do you not take the time after making a mistake like that to learn? I don't know. Either which way, someone send him the Conquering the Markets link. Someone send him the Conquering the Markets link. Anyway, over here right now, what I'm watching is this trend line this morning over here. You could see that we're just coming in for a retest, right? One of two things could happen this morning, which will be the next move on Bitcoin. Either by the end of the day, we're trading above this line over here, and that is bullish. That was a big shakeout. If we go to the daily time frame, you're going to see that we have this long wick closing above the trend line. That was a save. Here you can see it clearly on the 8-hour over here. That would be like, okay, we made it. We got lucky because this could be a sustained, this could be a bigger pullback. We'll talk about that in 1 second. Let me come back over here to the 2-hour over here. Over here, we could get rejected over here. Whether you're looking at the 2-hour or the 4-hour, I'm just trying to get you to see that we spiked down below and are now coming up to this. This was support. Look at this. This is support. This is support. This is support. And now we've broken below it. If this is resistance and we're rejected and we make a lower low, then we're in for a little bit more pain for a few more days or more. We'll see what happens. Look on the downside. Everyone understand. This is why you're not freaking out in the morning, because going into every occurrence, you're prepared for what could happen, right? Is that I've never read the Art of War song, but probably that's in there. All right. Either which way, if we are rejected and trade down lower, what are we looking at over here for a 30% pullback, taking us into 40,000? There's a little bit of support over there. I would say there's stronger support over here, right around 37,000, 37,500. That's pretty strong support, right? You can see it over here. I'm going to go ahead and just draw this in over here. Just everyone's following what I'm following. I want you to see over here. Look over here, this bit of resistance, and then over there is when it was flipped to support right over here. Okay, off that trend line also, but horizontal support over here on the 7th of February. That would be a 35% drawdown into $37,000. Be prepared. If we're rejected over here, that could happen. And if that were to happen, I guarantee the whole derivatives market, futures market would be blown up red. So many longs gone from the game. Why? Well, they never watched our CTM training session, how to trade Bitcoin lightly leveraged. That's why. But all of you, I want you prepared. All right. What's next? Everyone's straight on Bitcoin. If you're straight on Bitcoin, if you feel comfortable with absolute clarity right now on Bitcoin, go ahead and smash that like button. All right. What else? We're going to look at the stock markets later. Not exciting, right? We're seeing more pressure on tech on the Nasdaq over here. We're seeing yields up again today, right? Just to check in over there. You can see the yields rising over there. Pre-market, 1370. What does that mean? Are we scared? Well, they've come up pretty high, pretty fast. We're not the type of people that follow momentum. So I'm not expecting them to spike. Actually, I'm looking at this resistance they're coming into, right? And I'm expecting into that resistance that either they're going to consolidate or be rejected or back off for a little while. We'll see what happens. People talking about it. Let's find out by the way, Tesla over here off 22%. This is when it was added to the S&P 500. It's trading below that over here. What does that mean? Generally speaking, if you were to look at a chart of, let's say, Amazon, but Jordan, there's a difference between Amazon and Tesla. Oh yeah? I remember back in 2003, I remember Amazon trading at a few bucks a share. I thought they were going bankrupt. What did I know? I thought they were going bankrupt, right? Why? Well, they weren't making any money. They were losing a lot of money. What did I know? What little did I know, right? And by the way, back then, if I would have took every single Amazon purchase I ever made for the next 10 years and simply bought the stock, you have no idea what that would be worth, right? Oh, low time preference. All right, so what are we looking at over here? High time preference, excuse me. What are we looking at over here? I don't even know. We're looking at the yields rising a little bit. Let's go see what this is worrisome, by the way. Everyone's familiar with Kathleen Long over here. She's moved to Wyoming. Wall Street moved to Wyoming. She's gotten all of the laws in Wyoming really, really, really Bitcoin friendly for custody anyway. If I don't have the words, I have to go on. Sorry about that. Sorry about the anti-flow this morning over here, or just not that over there. Look, she's saying over here, talking to Peter of what Bitcoin did. He posted over here that his bank is telling me they're closing 4 accounts, right? He's banked with them for 25 years. All accounts are in surplus, right? And she's saying, listen, I'm hearing you're not alone. I'm hearing in the last couple of weeks that we're seeing debanking of crypto maybe happening again in the US. I'm digging in, trying to find out what's going on, to stay tuned. This is a conversation we need to keep following. Someone over here, again, I'm skeptical of everything I hear on the internet. Citibank just closed all funds from my law firm account and personal account after 14 years. I can't access any of it, including my attorney trust accounts. Citi said that I send wires from our personal account to Gemini 5 days ago. That's the reason. This is something to worry about. And as we talk about, you should have many on and off ramps into Bitcoin and crypto, and you should do that now, not when you need them. Listen, the same could be said for banks right now. Look at if you're in the U.S., look at some local credit unions, right? Forget about Chase, forget about Bank of America, forget about Citibank. Please forget about Wells Fargo. And maybe, make sure that you have some on and off ramps inside some local credit unions, just to be careful. This is something that we will continue to monitor over here. And by the way, we all know that Citi's uber bullish on Bitcoin with their $300 price target over here during this bull market phase over there. What else? Ooh, a year's worth of matcha. Just drink it slow. Slow food, not all at once. Drink it slow, not all at once. What else? Jordan, what's the disadvantage if we buy Bitcoin on trading platforms? I realize that means we don't own the actual Bitcoin, but if we're going to exit this year anyway, what does it matter? So what I took this to mean, by the way, if you were buying Bitcoin, for example, on PayPal or Robinhood, if you're using Robinhood at this point and still you haven't been paying attention, right? Get off Robinhood, right? So PayPal, right? PayPal's been around for a while. Elon Musk, one of the founders of PayPal, took the $20 million he made from PayPal, parlayed it into Tesla, into SpaceX, almost lost it all, and now is the second richest man in the world. That is some unbelievable stuff over there by Elon. Listen, if you buy Bitcoin on PayPal, what are the disadvantages? You have, the people out there, and rightfully so, who not your keys, not your Bitcoin. And that's the truth. If you don't own the keys, you don't own the Bitcoin, right? Now, do you think PayPal is going to, in the next several months, confiscate your Bitcoin? I don't think so. Do I think that it's safe to do that? Would I recommend someone like my mom? Hey, mom, go ahead. Would I recommend someone in New York that doesn't have many options, that doesn't understand really the space or know what's going on, and just wanted a small exposure to Bitcoin, to buy it on PayPal? Why not? Why not? I agree with you. Are there risks? Yes, understand your risks. Do I think that there's any probability of you losing your Bitcoin by doing that, or your exposure to Bitcoin, I should say? I personally don't. I hope that's something that helps you form your opinion, but do your own research for sure. This means that anyone who chased the S&P in the last few days has now been in the red. Who, a few days ago, by the way, let's go back over to the equity markets really quick. We have to look in gold and silver. We have to look at silver. Silver set up this morning for a possible entry coming up. So we'll take a look at that. We're going to take a look at Ethereum. We're going to take a look at some crosses over here. Uniswap, everyone loved it, up 50% just a few days ago, down 20%, and now everyone's scared. We're going to take a look at it all this morning. We got a lot to talk about, and it does not include soybeans. It does not include soybeans. Okay. So listen, Ryan, if he's talking about grayscale, I've been a proponent. Look, in a retirement account, if you're buying GBTC, does it make sense? For me, it does. For me, it does. Do I feel like there's any risk for me owning GBTC? I don't. Am I exiting GBTC at the cycle top? By the way, speaking of Kathy, oh, I lost her. Mrs. Woods. That's where her exposure to Bitcoin is. It's in GBTC. GBTC, wherever it is, it's not Bitcoin. It's a play on the underlining. It's a play on Bitcoin itself. Do I feel like there's risks involved? Risks that I'm comfortable taking. Don't put all your eggs, don't put all your Bitcoins in one basket. Make sure that you have, whatever. We're not going to get into that right now over here. All right, S&P 500. A few days ago, we put out the video. Into resistance. I brought it to everyone's attention. I haven't been talking about equity markets because there was no play in equity markets. We put out the video. Since then, we're just rejected. What's going on? I see we were into some support here on the S&P 500. Let's check that out over here. Let's check that out. How far are we down? About 3.5%? 3%. All right. Is that attractive? Is not attractive. If I'm watching the S&P 500 and I see us resume off here, is that what I'm interested in buying? What about the Nasdaq? The Nasdaq is off and bleeding over here. Is that coming down? It's coming down into some support as well. Look where my mouse is right now at the horizontal line over here at 12,900. That's some nice support. I like seeing this big bleeding out over here. Is that a possible opportunity? That looks like it's come off more. Has that come off about 5%, 5.5%? More. That's come off 6.5%, 6.7%, right? Is that attractive? My play personally would be on the Nasdaq, not on the S&P 500 over here, if we're able to hold that support over here. But not yet. Not yet. Let's wait a little while. Let's see what happens as the yields come into actual resistance. And let's see at that point if the equity markets are able to gain their footing, as everyone's a little shook right now. Everyone's a little shook chasing that momentum. We're not. What about the Russell over here? Russell looks pretty tight and pretty good over here. Do you see that? Compared to what's going on. I see lower highs, right? Look at that over here. Is that worrisome? 925 likes. Thank you everyone for the support. It really just helped ignite the Google algorithm and helps other people who are going to play an important role in this community find out about us. So thank you for doing your part. Thank you for supporting over here. Lower highs on the Russell, right? We're in no man's land. I don't really see a play on that. Nasdaq looks the most attractive to me. Right now, most people are probably scared of the Nasdaq. It looks the most attractive to me. Not looking for any opportunity over there, though. However, and just let me get a quick look at the Dow. Wow. That's the most bullish of them all. Look at that. It's just holding above that area of support, consolidating beautifully over here. That's interesting. That I didn't expect to see that. That's interesting. Just observations. I'm just making observations. That's what I do. I look at the markets. I look at the charts. I make observations. And then all of a sudden, all the puzzle pieces by making these observations are put into a picture. And I understand what's going on. And then I'm able to trade and position accordingly over here. Over here, we already took a look at Tesla, right? Oh, by the way, Tesla's off. I didn't follow my thought. Tesla's off 22%. That's Netflix. Netflix looks pretty good. Look at Tesla over here. Tesla down 22%. Ever since the timing of this was ever since Tesla put Bitcoin, $1.5 billion of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. By the way, Tesla is up how many millions of dollars on that trade, right? What's that going to look like for Tesla fast forward 3 to 6 months from now, right? Is this a buying opportunity if you are interested in Tesla? Because I know over here, when Tesla was trading at $870, a lot of people were interested in Tesla, right? But we don't buy things that are dropping as they drop unless that's your strategy. Unless you're like, if you were to look over the last 10 years on Amazon or Apple, and every time the stock pulled back 30%, you had a buy order in there, that would be probably the best trades you ever made in the markets, and you would be doing really well. Is that the strategy you want to play on Tesla right now? I mean, not me. This is definitely dropping over here right now. What could we do? Well, we know what we could do. We could wait for this to break out over here. Let's give it some time over here. It's just right now out of play, but it's becoming attractive where it was not attractive. How about that? Do you notice that we're on the other side of the market always from everyone else? What do you think of that? Let's take a look at silver this morning. Silver over here is pulling back into, before I do, just let me look at the sideways dollar. And you can see over here, pressure on the dollar, sideways. I notice over here also, since the rejection of the channel resistance that we were looking for, right? Down here, we called this. And now we're putting in lower swing highs, right? Making lower lows. It's bearish over here. It's very bearish in that strong. But Jordan, Raoul Powell's bullish on the dollar. Yep, he certainly is. He certainly is. Oh, boy. All right, so what else are we looking at over here? Dollar is still sideways, but it's looking like it's potentially getting ready to break down. What are we watching over here? When's that? We just looked at the structure over here. We could see the lower highs over there. Now resuming down off of here. Coming into that, if we retest over here, as we're coming up here and then resume down, that might be a place to attack. Coming into the support over here, we spoke about if we lose the yearly low over here, that we're looking at 88.40, and then if we lose 88.40, there could be some serious selling on the dollar. So right now, still sideways, potentially getting ready to break down over there. Check out Truth Capital over here. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being. Truth Capital. Thank you, brother. Thank you for listen in the Discord every day. You're active. You're such an important part of the community. I really am grateful for that. To see you so focused on what's going on over here, for adding, for learning. Really, really glad to be working with you. Thank you, brother, for that. Appreciate that very much. More so you. I really do. Listen, over here, what are we looking at over here? I don't know, sideways dollar. What's going on with rising yields and silver coming down over to here? I'm just going to say it one more time. If at any point with rising yields, that's not so bullish for gold and silver. Now, if we look at the destruction of the dollar, ooh, I like that term. The destruction, the planned destruction of the dollar, right? If we look at the planned destruction of the dollar, that's very bullish here for precious metals. We know that they're the most heavily manipulated instruments in the world. That's probably why you want to own them. It's insurance in case they lose control or when they sit down at the table, right? By the way, I've been for several years, month over month, Russia accumulating gold, China accumulating gold. Why are they doing that? These guys are playing, over in China, they're playing Go. Right? Over in Russia, they're playing chess, right? And over in the US, they're playing politics, right? So what are they doing? They're preparing for when it's time to sit down at the table. Whoever holds the most gold is going to get a seat at the table, right? And then whenever there's a new Plaza Core 2.0, it's not going to be who holds the Bitcoin gets a seat at the table. Nate, I may order about $1 to $2 of silver coins. Yeah, Nate, it's always good to be stacking, right? It's always good to be stacking. It's $27, $28 cheap. It's $32 with a premium cheap, right? What do we, so either which way, what I'm getting at really quick over here is that we could see continued pressure on the metals over here. But looking forward, I'm always looking forward. If in 2021, we do see rates begin to spike, if we see rates take out the resistance over here, right? If we see rates take out this resistance over here, and then we got over here, all the way up here, some really strong resistance. If they take that out, then all of a sudden there's a problem. The Fed has to come in and implement yield curve control. If the Fed implements yield curve control, the metals are going to skyrocket, right? By the time that happens, do you think that there's going to be physical silver available for you to purchase? Do you think that there's going to be physical gold available for you to purchase? I don't. I sincerely don't think so. You saw what happened just 4 or 5 months ago when we were having a shortage of the precious metals. All right, let's take a look at the chart over here. You could see silver right now pull back into support. This is green light over here. If we hold this area today and resume off this, making higher highs, that affords a possible entry for those looking for a swing entry on silver. You could see this was resistance over here over at 27.65, broke above it, now coming in for the breakout, retest, resumption, conquering the markets all day long. This is your opportunity. I myself took this entry over here at 26.47 around there and was stopped out at break even. Into the resistance, move my stop loss to, I was stopped out. I'm neutral right now. And now this is another opportunity over here as we're above the broken resistance, above 27.64, resuming out of over here. That gets me in. What happens if we don't? Why don't I just buy now at the market? We're into the support. Well, as price is falling, I don't want to enter. This could keep falling. I'm back. If I close below the broken resistance, it's not support. It's back to resistance, and I'm back into this area over here. I don't want to be involved in the trade. That's what you do, and that's how you do it. What about gold? What about gold over here? Well, I just want to see where we put in that top over there. Is there? Look at that. Follow my mouse over to the right. I'm starting over here into that resistance. Then it's support. Here it held as support again. Here it was holding as support. And now it's resistance. Should we put that level in, don't you think? I do. Let's go ahead and just draw that into a chart. That's helpful as I'm track. You see all of a sudden I'm starting to track what's going on with gold and silver. Why? Maybe they're getting ready for a move here. But we're rejected over here, right? Against the support, that's where you could look to buy because your risk is capped. We're in no man's land in between the resistance and the support over here. We got the lower support over here, the resistance over here. We're in the middle, being rejected by resistance. We're in no man's land. Step aside on gold right now. All right. What else? Let's get into the goods. Bitcoin being rejected by over here. Right? We were looking this morning at that trend line over here. We're saying if we resume off there, that's a negative here for Bitcoin. We could be looking at lower prices over here. We looked at our downside, our potentials of where we could end up. And let's see where we close today. That's on the daily time frame. It's an important close today. Closing above this line of this trend line. That's going to be like a narrow escape and a big shakeout. Closing below it, we could see further pressure. And by the way, these pullbacks, right? We know that generally they could last 30 to 60 days. Bullish. That would be so bullish, it's ridiculous over here. Let's go back over here and look at the halving track over here. It hasn't been updated, right? So I can't give you the updated chart, but we could look at the most recent one over here. When I say it hasn't been updated, you can see price over here is still trading above. Let's say that looks to me like $55,000 or something. I don't know. We're down over here now. Follow my mouse right over here below 50,000. This is where we are, right? This vertical move over here, like worrisome. That's not bullish, right? And then look over here. Look in the first cycle over here. I like doing this. If I like doing this, I hope that it helps you, right? So you could see over this point in the first cycle, we went sideways for quite a while over here and ended in a shakeout. Right? Over here, we started pulling back right on time. First cycle in this area also a little bit. All right, so it seems like everything that's happening in the first two cycles happening right over here. Seems good. I didn't like going vertical. I was worried that we were going to actually take out the trajectory of the first cycle as all of a sudden everyone's like, Bitcoin's going to $1.2 million. This is a hyperinflationary, hyper Bitcoin bull market cycle. Like that's where this now resembles more of the second cycle. This is not a double wave that's happening. We like the pullback. It's bullish for Bitcoin, but it's a question of having that fortitude over here. Let's see what happens. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's see if we close above or below. If we close below, this could be an extended pullback. We could even take out the 24, 25% drawdown over here. We could be 30% plus. Be ready for it. If we trade back above, we'll just call it a narrow escape and we'll see what happens next. Ethereum, right? Look at this. Bleeding. Let me clean up my chart. Let me clean up my chart with you. Let's look at this, the extent of the pullback over here. Now Ethereum's worth looking at, right? Ethereum pulled back 34%. Look to the left of my crosshair. Look at all of that support it came down to. It's peaked up. What does that mean for Ethereum Bitcoin? We're going to look at it next. Okay, we'll look at Ethereum Bitcoin next. Ethereum's under pressure right now. If you're accumulating Yeah, that's lovely for you. Having a 30% pullback, 30% plus pullback on Ethereum, right? So are you waiting for a resumption out? No, right? That's not how we do it on Bitcoin when it comes off 15, 20, 25, 30%. It's scaling in as it's coming down. What happens if you're looking for any type of resumption off over here? Well, it could be a while. We're not there yet. The only play on Ethereum, in my point, is scaling in because of the extent of the pullback over there. What about Ethereum, Bitcoin? Is it time to start looking? Well, this has been quite a pullback over here. Quite a pullback over here. This is a 34% pullback. Okay, into that. This was very important support. I'm just gonna like rewind a little bit for those that are new here. We were tracking this trend line over here. Once we broke out over here, this is when we started positioning long Ethereum against Bitcoin. You can see the circle over here. This is when we added the first position. That was the second position over here. We're back testing that line of support. And also look at this area. What's going on over here? I see this trend line over here. Let me just zoom out a little bit. That's the look at this. This is interesting. This was support. This was again back in May support. Again in November support. Broke, provided resistance, and now above it. We're into that area. Ethereum, Bitcoin looks attractive in my opinion. Right? It does look attractive in my opinion. I can say that I have no desire to take an entry on it. Zero desire because I'm worried. I guess my worry or my concern over here, if we have a bigger pullback, we're going to see probably Bitcoin hold up way better than Ethereum. And then also if we see a resumption out of here, we're probably going to see Bitcoin doing the hard work, leading the way. There could be further pressure on Ethereum, Bitcoin over here. You got resistance above. Well, that's fine if you don't agree with me. You could cast your vote. I just happen to have a long track record of really, being right on point at your own risk, at your own risk. You're going to get wrecked going against me. That's for sure. So look, you're coming just bouncing up. This should be resistance over here on the way up. Before getting so let's say adventurous over on this trade, wait for Bitcoin to chill out, right? But only that over here on just looking at price alone, you got to get back above this resistance over here. We could draw in a little bit of a trend line like this over here. You got a ways to go. This is like, if you're buying here, man, you're doing this wrong. You're just playing games and guessing. You got to wait. Stand aside, my friend. Stand aside. What about Aave? It's been a while since I looked at it. Same thing. Look at Aave. It's going to extend this line down. This is a long consolidation over here. It's entirely bullish. You got to wait for the breakout. You have this as resistance. And if you tried every time you came into it, you're just getting whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole. You got to wait for the break. That's the difference between someone who's able to use technical analysis at an edge and someone like, I guess, buying Cathie Woods, buying the S&P up over here with other people's money. I can't afford to be wrong. I can't afford to be wrong. So, where else? Uniswap, US dollar. People are loving this. Was this a blow off top? Is Uniswap done? Or are we back into this beautiful range over here? Look into this area of support. It's come back down over here. What type of a pullback is that? I mean, this thing had gone up 50% in a day, in all fairness. It's now pulled back 38%. If you are, and a lot of people love chasing it when it was up here. Oh, Uniswap's up 50%. I got to get some, right? This is attractive right now. You don't buy as it's falling down. You got to wait at the very least. If it falls down over here, if it stops falling over here into this area of support, the first signal, the first opportunity, the first sign that you're going to take an entry is when you have that first little bit of edge of price making a higher high than the previous price bar, showing that it's giving you the inkling that it's going to be resuming back towards the trend. The trend is up. It's pulled back into support. If it's able to hold over here and resume up, that could be a nice opportunity on Uniswap. Make sure that you have your stop loss in. Make sure your stop loss is tight because there could still be further pressure over here, right? What else? DOT is holding up very well versus Bitcoin. Look at this dark line of resistance we had. This dark line. I'm just going to zoom it over, move it over like that. You can see that's where we peak down into. You're going to buy up here? I wouldn't. I'm just making an observation. DOT is holding up very well versus Bitcoin. That's not an entry up here. If you got that far away, stand aside. Don't chase. Chainlink, interesting. This was old resistance. It broke. It held that support 1-2 touches, and now over here it's still holding. We could close above there. If you close above here and then you add another trend line over here, right? If you add another, where would it go? I'm not even sure. I'm gonna go like this. Nah, I'm just gonna stand aside. I'm not gonna force something. I'm not gonna force something at all, ever. What about Binance? What does that mean? I'm not gonna force something. If it's not clear, if it's not so clear that you're like, I see it, it's clear, it's easy. If you're trying to like make it make sense, that's like a perfect signal. That trade is not for you. Move along. Why move along? Look at all the assets we track. Look at all of the opportunity. There's always opportunity in the market. Speaking of Silvergate, look at this. Now is this becoming attractive over here? Or is Silvergate feeling I don't know what happened to Kraken. I would love to be able to track on train what type of outflows we've seen in the last 24 hours from Kraken. That would be interesting. Also, though, right, Gene, you guys brought this to my attention. Also, the bank of BlockFi, Silvergate Capital, do they offer retail accounts? We were speaking about legacy bank, Citibank, cutting people off from the system, or allegedly cutting people off from the system that are engaging in transactions with Gemini, the Winklevoss brothers. Does Silvergate offer also retail accounts? I went on their website. It's not really so. The UI is lacking. With all the money that they've made in market cap, they should work on that. Either which way. System margin call on Kraken yesterday, talking about the spikes down. I don't know. I would love to find out some type of write-up about what occurred yesterday. All right. What else? Brandon has some really good thoughts on Hive. Check out Brandon on his Twitter. I don't have it with me right now. Yeah, we were watching all the liquidations yesterday on Kraken. All right, let me go back. Let me find that flow. I was looking at Binance. Binance over here. This looks beautiful. This looks beautiful over here. All right? Look at that beautiful after that peak. Look at this beautiful consolidation. Everyone that follows this channel regularly, by the way, the best investment you could ever make is your time here on this channel in this community. There's no question about that. We're not talking about 1 or 2 people doing well. We're talking about a magnitude of people that are thriving here, and they put in the work. Every day they're going over the markets together, staying in the flow, putting it all together. Look at this beautiful, beautiful consolidation. We love this type of consolidation over here. Wait for it, though. Wait for it to break. This is like the ramp over here. Wait for it to break out here to the upside. That's something to keep watching. I'm going to keep watching that over here now. Let me go ahead and get that set over there. Cardano. This is a nice pullback for Cardano over here, right? Look at where it held into the support over here around 81 cents. Look at it. This is beautiful, actually. Yesterday, we were looking as it came down into the support over there. And then look at this. Took out a lot of people again. I love when price takes out the stops over here. I think this is what Heath refers to as a liquidity event. I'm not sure. But I love when they take out the stops over here, resetting it. Look at this. Get ready. Cardano looking good. We're getting ready to look good again. That's that. What else we want to look at? Chainlink getting destroyed versus the dollar over here. Chainlink getting destroyed versus the dollar over there. Let's look at FX a little bit. Let's look at FX a little bit. Let me take a look at that. There you go. And that's true. Look how bullish Cardano versus Bitcoin. That signal right there. Look, my one worry, my one concern is on the mainnet launch. That's usually a sell the news type event, especially in cryptocurrency. Be aware. Be aware. Now, will that be a time to possibly take profits and then reposition yourself in? Or are you going to see like, is this time different? Are we going to have a mainnet launch and the price is going to continue to skyrocket? I don't think so. Those that have done very well in Cardano, I guess that would be everyone except who's trading in on Kraken, right? As Kraken took everyone's money yesterday. Or at least everyone that was trading with leverage yesterday. But yeah, good point out, Stymie. Cardano versus Bitcoin is looking very, very bullish over here. Continues to do so. What else are we looking at over here? Bitcoin remains under pressure over here, extending down off of over here. I want to come down over here to the 2 hour, to the 4 hour first, right? We were looking this as we were into the resistance, right? Watching what would happen this morning. It's now being rejected. Let's see what happens by the end of the close over there. The Fed is not going to step in. The Fed likes this, by the way. The Fed is very happy. What was happening was not healthy. The Fed is not going to step in. The Fed, Jerome Powell speaking today, right, before the lawmakers, right? What's he going to say? Is he going to talk about what's really going on in the market? Or is he going to come up with some nonsense, as he always does, right? But yeah, the Fed likes this. What was happening, as we just can see in the continued blowing of the bubble, not healthy. They like this little bit of a breath of fresh air over here, for sure. No need for the Fed to step in. They're happy this is all happening. All I could say is that's the video we put out right over there, right? And I'm not looking to plays to the short side, not looking for the correction, but warning everyone long, hey, we're into resistance. We're seeing yields rising. This could be the possible event that could cause the correction. We're not looking to play the downside of the market. It's a losing man's game, trying to always play the downside of the equity markets over here. When they're actually falling and crashing, you could get involved, right? Over here to 36.25, that's an 8%, 8.5% correction down into the stronger support at 35.48. That's a 10.5% correction. That zone would become very interesting for us. What else? What else? Wow. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for your beautiful heart. Thank you so much for your beautiful heart. What do we got going over here today? We have too many likes over here. 1342. Too many likes. Thank you everyone for your continued support over here. I am very grateful for you. Let's check it out over here. I see you, London. I see you. Platinum. Opportunity. Let's check it out. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful opportunity over here. This is, let's make it clear when it's time to attack over here. Let me come back to the daily time frame first. It's been a while. Let me get a look over here. Right? Beautiful. Opportunity developing over here. Let's go ahead and change this broken resistance into support over there. That's one thing to track. Right? This is nothing more. I'm going to come to the 8 hour. This is nothing more than a bull flag developing over here. Right there. That angle's off a little bit. It should be a little lower. And then over there. Look at that bull flag developing. Beautiful. Opportunity. We love to see the extension. The beautiful pullback in a bull flag and then the resumption out. Opportunity developing over here on platinum. All the metals looking pretty healthy right now for me. Is it worth selling Bitcoin? Absolutely not. Don't ever. No. Why? In my opinion, Raphael, why? No way. If you're like, there's 3 strategies for trading Bitcoin during the bull market phase. Watch the video on the Bitcoin playlist on this channel. One of the most important videos put out. 3 ways to trade Bitcoin during the bull market phase. Right? Now, strategy number 3, taking profits 150 to 170% off of the 30% low. Okay, that's advanced strategy, experts only. Watch the video, understand how to do it, go over the charts, ingrain it in your brain. So as it's happening, you understand that if price gets away from you and goes up maybe 200% off of that last 30% pullback, well, when it has that next 30% pullback, it's probably still going to be well below your entry. So you feel safe, right? Otherwise, what happens? You sell and then you buy back higher. You have to have the plan ahead of time. But selling Bitcoin here, after it's pulled back 20%, this is 24%. I assume that's 20%. No, you don't want to sell Bitcoin as it's off 20%. What's the downside from here? You know, could we trade all the way down to 37,000, 37,500? Nope, that's high. It's supposed to be down over here. No, it's right there. 37,500. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible we have a 35% pullback. Be prepared for but don't sell Bitcoin here. No way. No way. In my opinion, no way. What else? Silver shaking everyone out today. You see yields dropping. Silver coming off a little bit. Watch the close. Silver, everyone should be lined up perfectly as we looked at it this morning. Everyone should know exactly what they're looking at over here. This is to keep you out of the trade, right? You don't buy unless you resume off. Watch what happens on the daily. By the way, this is the time of day. They love to play games with the metals. This is the time of day they're always selling. Watch, go to Zero Hedge in a little bit after they write the article. Watch how much paper gold was sold around this time. Let's see. But either which way, over here, watch what the close is over here. This is still potentially support. Resuming off, this is given entry. Maybe I'll check in this afternoon with you in an afternoon update if it's worthwhile, depending on what's happening. If there's anything happening, I will. What else? Brother, I'm sick of losing money. How to change this? Listen, there's a lot of people who's been following this channel, working closely with this channel for a long time now, ever since we launched about 14, 15 months ago. There's a lot of people, a lot of people whose lives have been changed. I get emails, I get notes every single day, and they're genuine. And they're absolute genuine. This is the real deal over here. For whatever reason the algorithm has brought you here, I am glad you are over here, right? Yesterday, Jordan, my husband, we were both forever grateful for all this amazing work we do. We've been following you, big shout out, Michelle, since last summer, and myself joining your course in September, October, so I can learn a new skill that will help provide a better future for our family. Without your direction, support, and guidance, we would not be where we are now. Thanking you from the bottom of our hearts. Listen, if you want to turn it all around, the best thing you can do is stop trading. Stop trading. You have no business trading until you understand how and what you should be trading. To do that, you have to invest a little bit of your time. Subscribe to the channel right now. In the description below is a Telegram broadcast channel. Whenever we go live, there's always, and not only me, Heath on Trade Talk, Brandon on Crypto Trades and Tech. When we put out a video, it's broadcast to you. You have to invest your time in learning. You have to invest whether that is 3 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever it is. In the greater scheme of things, that's nothing. The way the direction that you're going in right now is going to lead to ruin. There's no question about it. All right. What else? What else are we looking at over here? Good. Then you're doing the right thing, brother. Stop trading. That's what you're doing wrong. Stop trading. Stop trading. Stop trading. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. Someone had a question on Cardano. Right now, go ahead on my channel over there. You'll see featured channels. Heath on Trade Talk. Brandon on Crypto Trades and Tech. Subscribe to them both. Subscribe to them both right now. All right. What else is going on? Bitcoin bleeding. Good. Opportunity. Healthy. We like it. It's only going to make Bitcoin stronger. This is, by the way, do you remember my wife was telling me, oh, Bitcoin's crashing. Oh, really? Really? What is it back to where it was last week? Right? Go back to look on Twitter, 38,000. 38,000, as we came over here, I said, listen, 38,000 Bitcoin is absolutely gravy. Anything above it is just like, you have to position yourself well. Anyway, we're not going to go there right now. We're not going to go there right now. What are we looking at? I want to take a look at a couple of things going on in FX this morning, just so I have a feel of what's going on in the markets. I'm going to start that off with the DXY right now. By the way, if you're like a crypto head, that's great and that's good. You're in the right place, that's for sure. But if you want to understand how to trade and maneuver the crypto markets, watch what we do here. It's all about technical analysis. It's all about following price around the market structure of support and resistance. It's all about using proper risk management. It's all about learning how to manage your trade to push your winners. This is the real deal. If you want to find out how to do it, here you are. I learned how to do this in FX. FX is absolutely the market where you want to train, where you want to learn, and there's no way that you're going to jump into crypto without first understanding. Right now, can you imagine? People are selling all these things right now. How many people right now are selling Binance as we're like, oh, this is beautiful. This is perfect opportunity. This is what we were looking for. A few days ago, everyone was buying this. Oh, Binance smart contract. Decentralized, centralized. What? Yeah, it's centralized decentralization. What? That's not a thing. Anyway, people want to buy when price is going up. It's coming back down, right? Of course. Of course. Of course. But more important to how much leverage you use, whether you're using 10 to 1, 21, 51, or 200 to 1, it's about your risk per trade. This is like 101. There's no way that you could be successful in the markets until you understand how to position each and every trade. And each and every trade is positioned different. If you're using the same lot size, if you're using the same risk for every trade, you're doing it wrong. There's no way you're ever going to be successful. Take the course. It's absolutely a treasure, a gem. The community is phenomenal. By the way, we have a training session on Thursday. This training session, I know that I'm going to start off with something that I noticed, and you guys know when I notice something about Bitcoin, I'll figure out what I'm going to call it. I don't know, the magic gem. I'll figure out what I'm going to call it. We'll talk about that together on Thursday over there. FX is the currency markets. If you look at, anyway, let's take a look over here at Forex over here. Dollar's going sideways. We looked at the dollar strongly this morning just to give everyone a quick update of what that entailed. The dollar's going sideways over here. It's putting in lower off the rejection of the channel resistance over there. It's putting in lower swing highs over here. And now over here where my mouse is, we have some light local resistance. If it's rejected here and comes down, we're targeting 89.40 next. How do I feel about Bitcoin Cash? About Bcash? I mean, the market decided how it feels about Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash forked off Bitcoin. They were like, yeah, we should have larger blocks. That is a greater attack vector. Is Roger Ver work for one of the three-letter agencies, or did they get to him? How many people have thought that through? You know, and I don't know, but the only one who I could think about would want larger blocks is someone who's trying to destroy Bitcoin. Either which way, look at how much hash power is behind Bitcoin. Look how much hash power is behind Bitcoin Cash, and you decide, right? Do you see Jack Mallers sending money anywhere in the world instantly for free on layer 2 on the Lightning Network on Bitcoin? I mean, what do you need Bitcoin Cash for? Bitcoin Cash, look, if you're going to speculate during this alt season right now, make sure you're speculating where the speculation's going on. The speculation's going on in DeFi, in decentralized finance, right? Watch where you should be and focus where you should be. But Bitcoin Cash, I mean, it's basically a scam. So stay away. Right? So what else are we looking at over here? Boom, 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 boom. We got to go. We got to go. Yeah, so Andy, I do too, right? So it's trading price along the market structure of support and resistance, most important, with the help of trend lines and chart patterns. That's how we do it here. That's how we do it. Right? Let's go. Let's keep going over there. So as far Katie, as far as stablecoins, really quick, pretty important to talk about. Let me talk about that with you really quick. Stablecoins, I mean, Tether just got like the go ahead, right? Tether was just cleared this morning. We spoke about that at the beginning of the show. Everything with the New York State Attorney General has now been dropped, settled. It only costs, it's like, could you imagine? It's like the mob. Like, all right, if you want to do business, pay us $18.5 million. Let's go. All right, extortion? Much? Anyway, Tether is cleared right now. Is Tether still like the most used? USDC? What is that? That's like the spy coin. Just understand. Listen, this is how I feel about stable coins. I like the Winklevoss brothers. I definitely like the Winklevoss brothers. I think that you should spread out your risk. Just same way, wherever you're holding Bitcoin, you should definitely spread out that risk, right? Whether that means GBTC, whether that means some in a hardware wallet, using multi-sig with the devices held in different geographic locations, preferably different countries. If that means for you holding a little bit of Bitcoin on different exchanges, don't do one, hold multiple. Same thing with stable coins. Don't put all of your money in one stable coin. Spread them out a little bit. You know, that's how I feel about that. DOT is holding up very well versus Bitcoin this morning. This is DOT versus Bitcoin. It's already spiked up though. You can see it came into the support and spiked up. So it's not, there's no opportunity for me here. I would be standing aside, but make that mental note that DOT is one of the strongest and continues to be one of the strongest versus Bitcoin. Follow what's going on with Allen. Allen was the first one all over DOT, right? As it broke out over here. Allen, woof. Allen, brother, thank you so much. I can't wait for the day we get to have a drink together, you know, preferably some sake. But Allen, you know, wow. Follow Allen on Twitter. He's in the Discord doing amazing stuff over there. What else? Let me come back over here. The dollar is better than Bitcoin. Wait, Kips, brother. Big shout out to Kips. What's going on? Good to see you today. Raoul Pal made the Winklevoss brothers? I'm not privy to that story. From my understanding, the Winklevoss brothers were over in Ibiza partying after they just got the Facebook settlement. What was it? $70 million, $77 million, something like that. They were out in Ibiza partying, having a good time, and someone introduced them to the idea of Bitcoin, and they went down the rabbit hole. This was back when Bitcoin was entirely risky. They bought 1% of the supply. The Winklevoss brothers own 1% of the supply. They parlayed their Facebook settlement, the Facebook, right, into Bitcoin. These guys, and before opening Gemini and starting the infrastructure for Bitcoin, these guys are pioneers. These guys are legends. These guys one day are going to have a higher net worth than Mark Zuckerberg. That's going to be a day that we rejoice. That's poetic justice over there. Raoul Pal, back when the Winklevoss were buying Bitcoin, Raoul Pal was selling his Bitcoin in the bull market. Go look at his Twitter. Zero idea. Zero idea. Raoul Pal did not make the Winklevoss brothers, right? Raoul Pal is riding the Winklevoss's jet stream waves over here. Anyway, funny stuff is said all the time. Funny stuff is said. What else are we looking at over there? Let's get back into FX. Let's get back into FX over here. Dollar sideways. We'll start off with the Australian dollar, US dollar over here. Break 40%, taking off over here. Stop loss moved over here. Now breaking out over here. Putting in a bull flag. Looks very bullish over there. So we got Alan AU on Twitter. And then we're talking about also Alan P on Twitter as well. I'll have his Twitter for you tomorrow for sure. Right? Boom, 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 boom. Zuckerberg. Stefano. Thank you, Stefano. You're just absolutely a legend. Thank you so much each and every moment, every day for helping this channel thrive and grow. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. George, thank you so much. Pure Vita, thank you so much. Cameron Tribe, everybody, thank you so much. Each and every one of you. Thank you for that. Gene, thank you for that. Boom, 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 boom. All right. What else are we looking at? I'm going to get into FX right now. What's going on over here? I'm seeing a bull flag develop. Nothing worth attacking, nothing worth fighting. Holding and pushing a position. By the way, if you're new to CTM, if you just joined the course with over the last week, make sure you go to the CTM recommended playlist. Make sure you watch the video pushing your trades. You're going to see as we took this trade over here off the support and then planned it out, how it's now playing out and why. Definitely need to watch that. Let's move over because there's no opportunity there right now. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. This one was bought up yesterday. I forgot who. Please forgive me in the Discord over there. You think? You think? Do you think? Yeah, telling people, getting people. Yeah, you think? Deflation. Oh yeah, the dollar milkshake. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Having your buddies on. Yeah. Oh boy. There's a link below, brother. There's a link below in the description below. Find out all the information over there. All right, so here we go. We're seeing the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar pulling back over here into this broken resistance. I want to get a deeper look at this really quick over here. I want to see where that line is, why I have that line. It's a pretty good line I draw over here. I'm seeing multiple touches of support and resistance. I got to keep it where it is. Looking over where we topped out, it's fuzzy. I don't like it. I'm not doing anything right now on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. I'm moving along. If I move quickly, it's because there's nothing to see. When there's something to see, I'm going to go ahead and stop and we'll talk about it. I see the Australian dollar. This is something, Japanese yen, something we've been very focused on. Continues now. This was the last opportunity into that trend line support over there. Over here, it's going sideways. It's all very bullish. I would not attack here, though. I'm going to extend this line over here. I'm only going to stop if there's something worth talking about, a teaching moment over here. Okay? Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, consolidation. Right? Nope. Continues to bleed. This is one of the better trades of the new year that we've gotten involved in. There's nothing. I'm so sorry for going so quick. It's only because there's nothing yet to see or talk about. I just moved that broken support into resistance, and you can see the breakdown, the retest, and now the resumption down. But the entry was here, and all of us were all over it, all the way up here, right? Euro, Japanese yen. I could see consolidation. There's nothing yet to even talk about. Hold on. Euro, US dollar. No. Sideways. I don't see anything. I thought we were going to actually have a pretty big session over here. I don't see anything worth talking about. I'm going to keep going over here. This British pound, New Zealand dollar. Gene was talking about this one yesterday in the Discord. Right, Gene? Look what we have over here. We have this trend line break. I love my trend line breaks, by the way. Trend line break. You had the breakout, the retest. You see it touching the line over here, the broken trend line, this time holding as support. If you would just focus on horizontal support and resistance also, you have the entry over here. Into the next resistance, has pulled back over here, resuming off of it. That's why Gene picked up on it over there. It's interesting. He noted that it is playing strength for strength. We've seen the British pound ever since the Brexit deal continuing that slow but strong appreciation almost versus everything. We've seen the strength in the Australian dollar, commodity currency, as we're seeing the inflation take place. And then we've also seen the strength in the New Zealand dollar. So you do have strength for strength. Yeah, I wouldn't act on it myself, just pointing out what's happening over here. I would be actually more prone to act on it above this resistance over here. Getting above this resistance over here, I would be more prone to act on it at that point, or back over here on the breakout of the trend line and then the breakout over there. Pound US dollars. You're having Mark, people are not having any type of issue. It's conquertrades.com. Mark, people are not having any type of issues joining the course at all. So please just go to conquertrades.com. We would love to work more closely with you. That's for sure. Yep. So listen, if you're just joining us, Veronica, you could use the red button on the bottom over here and pull back until you see in the middle of your chart Ethereum, right? ETH, and focus in on over there. Okay. So what are we looking at over here? This is pound US dollar, and you could see, remember, this is the last time. This is right over here, the last time that we looked at it, and it continues here, pushing up over here. You got to push your winners. The pound is one of the most vocal we've been on. There haven't been many opportunities in FX for myself over the last 6 weeks, but the few that there have been, actually pound US dollar, pound Japanese yen, pound euro pound, and Australian dollar US dollar. So they've all been really strong, continuous trends. They could be actually year makers, each and every one of them. But if you're cutting your winners short, you're never going to get there. You got to push your winners. You got to push them. All right. US dollar, Mexican peso, just to check in over there, being rejected at my resistance over there. Dollar today, a little bit weak. Just an observation over there. Nothing to say, nothing to do over there. That's it. Powell speaking now. Let me check over back what's going on. S&P down 1%. Nasdaq bleeding out 2.5%, 2.4%. Gold and silver. Silver might be attractive this afternoon. Watching for an entry if we hold this support over there. And Bitcoin over here struggling to regain the trend line by the end of the session. That's the session, my friends. I really wanted to put some heavy work into FX today, into the Forex markets, but the opportunity is not there. It's continuing. Those that are holding those trades that we've set up, spent the time setting up and pushing them, they continue to pay off, but there's not new opportunity there. You can't force it. You have to wait for it to set up. Hopefully that'll be able to be tomorrow or later this week, right? There's always opportunity. Opportunity is always going to be there, but you have to have the skill set to be able to take advantage of it as it happens. You can't be chasing things. You can't be FOMOing. You have to be preemptive. You have to trade smart. Everyone, thanks for spending the time together. Thanks for look, all commodities are rising. All commodities are rising because we have this enormous amount of QE, enormous amount of liquidity in the system. The money's got to go somewhere, right? Regardless of what our friends have been telling us, this is not deflationary. It's super inflationary. Okay? Careful who you listen to. Follow those who have a track record of being right consistently, not those who like paint a narrative and then like, Peter Schiff, 8 years later, I'm right. Told you so. All right, Bitcoin support, right? What are we looking at? Go back and watch what we did on Bitcoin early in the session. It was really beautiful stuff. Over here, I'm not looking at support. What I'm looking at is from the top over here. A 30% drawdown takes us towards 4,000, a little bit higher, right? Is that light support? Follow the mouse over to the left. You could see two touches. You could see one over here on the February the 6th and another in this area over here early in January. It's light support. I don't think it will hold if we go there. That's why I'm looking down over here around 37,500. That would be about a 36% pullback. There is pretty strong support over there. If we go down over there, I think that's where we'll bottom out. I think it'll be greater than 30% pullback. Mark my words. Now, what we're watching for is to see if on the daily today, we close above this trend line over here. If we close above this trend line over here, then we should be coming back up. And we can make new all-time highs within the next few days. That's entirely in the cards. So today's a very important close on Bitcoin, right? If you're following what's going on with Ethereum, right? Ethereum was accumulation. Come back to Bitcoin over here. That's the trend line over there. You could see it this morning as we started the live stream. We were trading right here. Everyone was like, oh, Tether's up. And I was like, watch if we're rejected over there. We were rejected, but we never took out that low yet. If we take out that swing low, that's a bad sign, right? If we close above this trend line today, narrow escape. Whew. And guess what? We've cleared out a lot of speculation on the futures markets from the longs. Entirely bullish. We like that. That's good, right? Ethereum, this was a question of, I love Ethereum at $2,000. It's going to $20,000. I'm going to buy it. Right? And then all of a sudden you have this huge pullback over here, 30% pullback on Ethereum. It's trading at 1,500. Well, how do we trade Bitcoin? How do we trade Ethereum in the bull market? Right? We're waiting, right? Watch 3 ways to trade Bitcoin in the bull market phase. Watch the video on the playlist. That way, on this channel's playlist, 3 ways to trade Bitcoin in the bull market. That way you're prepared to take advantage as this is all unfolding over here. But this was a time to scale in and is a time to scale into Ethereum right now, in my opinion, not financial advice. You have to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. All right, everyone. It's Taco Tuesday. Oh, we're gonna go out with some fun over here. Let me see if I can pull this up over here from Head Snack. Where you at, Head Snack? Here we go. We got it right over here. Oh no, I'm gonna put it up on the chart. I'm gonna pull it up on the chart. Everyone, thanks for spending this time together. Thank for this beautiful session.
Markets, analyzing the charts, hitting projected targets within the margin. Find the flow, sip the matcha, and wait for the waves to come in with lobsters. The kind-hearted Jordan Fosters, working smarter, not harder to move the markers. On his way to conquer, trading and investing, drinking the coffee while reflecting on the blessing. The markets are not crashing, the prices might be slashing, just to pretend they're in fashion. Hit the like button, comments, and smash it. Boom, boom, Jordan in the room, grab the bull by the horns and to the moon. Flow from the plateau, make the play. Boom, boom, it's a taco day.
It's a taco day. It's a taco day.
All right, everyone. We got some music to go out with over here for sure. By the way, if you're here right now, come over to Head Snack's channel over here. He spent so many hours doing this for us. Go ahead and smash the like button over on that video so he knows we were watching today. Please go ahead. This is the signal over here today, Tom. Thank you so much to all the moderators over here. Thank you so much for making this experience so special. Thank you for all of your hard work, and it's hard. Those spammers are ruthless. There's no question about it. Those spammers are ruthless, right? George, Stefano, if you're looking for any help further, please let me know. I'll put a call out to the community. We'll get them in Discord with you, and we could work together for sure. Thanks. Thank you so much, and I can never thank you enough. Thank you for really helping making this experience that much more better. Make sure, everyone, you smash the like button for Head Snack. Here's the link one more time. Go ahead and just click over to his YouTube channel and light it up so that he knows we were watching today. Have a beautiful day, everyone. This afternoon, there's a strong possibility we'll have an afternoon update. There's a lot going on in the equity markets. There's a lot going on silver. So there's a strong, well, and also to check in what happened with Bitcoin. Right? So there's a strong possibility. Look out for that. Let's go ahead and go out here with our theme song. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll reach out to you right now. Yeah, that was the signal today. Do you like how I came in this morning, keeping everything lighthearted, making sure that everyone felt that calmness that we should feel, right? Beginning of that session. That's right, Alan. Pure Vida, thank you so much. I know it. I thought it was the DAP, Harry. I thought it was the DAP when it says washing hands. We love the DAPs in here. Giles, thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for making this place so special, Giles. Thank you so much. Each and every one of you. Thank you, my brother. God bless you too. God bless everybody. Thank you so much. Awesomeness. I saw that tweet. That's right. There you go, Frank. Thank you, brother. Greg, thanks. Pure Vida, thank you so much, brother. Daniel, brother, man, Daniel, is Bitcoin correlated to the markets, right? Well, like Daniel, if you look at a day that the equity markets are red and Bitcoin's red, you could be like, oh, they're correlated. But the majority of the days that have passed, whatever the markets are doing, Bitcoin doesn't care, right? Now, it's not like I'm just like today, but back when coming off the crisis, when everything was correlated to each other, right? When everything was correlated during the liquidity crisis, the dollar shortage crisis, right? Dollar milkshake happened. It's a real thing, and it happened. And we were on the right side of that. And then when the Fed acted, we got on the right side of that. You just don't hold on to your milkshake, right? And when it happens again, we'll be on the right side of it. But at that point, everything was correlated, and everyone was shook and scared. Everyone was shook. What happens if the equities crash again? What's going to happen to Bitcoin? I was like, rest assured, especially by the time we get to the first quarter of 2021, all correlations between Bitcoin and everything will break. And then later in the year, it'll be exponentially broken. And you'll see signs of that this fall. And sure enough, in September, we had on the equity markets over here, we had a 10% correction in September over here. Right? And then followed in October by another one. But Bitcoin was up 20% during that time. The correlation started to break. Then over here in the new year, what is Bitcoin up in the new year? What is the S&P up? Let's take a look. I'm not going to look at the Nasdaq because the Nasdaq's getting punished today, right? So I'm going to be fair. Equity markets don't open up to the 4th, right? Equity markets open up the 4th and they're up 3%. Boom. Buy them S&Ps. Do you remember? Equities are not interesting. Equities are no longer attractive. Do you remember? When were equities attractive? When this was when we were killing them. This is when over here, finally, okay, no one could sell short now. We're only looking to buy. Boom. All right. No longer attractive. Right? That's how we do it. What happened to Bitcoin during that same amount of time? What's Bitcoin done since the new year? Equities are up 3%. Bitcoin must be up a little bit more, right? Bitcoin with the massive drop, 67%. Is there a correlation there that you see? I don't see it. Anyway, everyone have a beautiful day. I hope to talk to you this afternoon. We'll see what happens. If something's there to talk about, if it's worth my time and yours, I'll put it out there. That's for sure. Everyone, have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.